Billy Ray lines up his young sons and stands before them. With a stern look on his face, he asks, "All right, which one of y'all pushed the outhouse over the cliff?" Nobody answers. The boys just look around at each other, shuffling their feet and avoiding their father's gaze. He then asks again, a bit louder this time, I said, "Who pushed the outhouse over the cliff?" Still, not a peep from the boys. Billy Ray sighs and decides to try a different approach. "Let me tell y'all a story," he says. "It's about George Washington and his daddy." George chopped down a cherry tree, and when his daddy asked him about it, George told the truth. Because George told the truth, his daddy didn't punish him. Then he looks at his boys meaningfully and says, "So, I'm gonna ask again. Who pushed the outhouse over the cliff?" Finally, the youngest son, barely able to meet his father's eyes, raises his hand and says, "I pushed the outhouse over the cliff." Billy Ray, his face red with anger, says, "Okay, then, you can clean the stalls while the rest of us go fishin'." Sniffling and wiping his eyes, the boy asks, "But Pa, when George Washington told the truth, he didn't get punished. Why did I get punished when I told the truth?" Ray shakes his head, takes a deep breath and replies, "Because when George Washington chopped down the cherry tree, his daddy wasn't in it." An elderly retired Marine fighter pilot, known for his adventurous spirit and captivating charm, decided to move into a lively retirement community. This particular community was renowned for its vibrant social life and the fact that good-looking, eligible men were in high demand. The old pilot, with his rugged good looks and fascinating stories of aerial combat, quickly caught the eye of many women residents. After settling in and enjoying the attention for about a week, the pilot began to feel guilty about his newfound popularity and the events of the past few days. So, with a heavy heart, he decided to go to confession to seek some solace and guidance. Approaching the confessional booth, he took a deep breath and started his confession. "Bless me, Father, for I have sinned," he said with a hint of remorse in his voice. "Last week, I was with 7 different women." The priest, an experienced and wise man, listened carefully to the pilot's admission. After a moment of contemplation, he responded, "Take 7 lemons, squeeze them into a glass, and drink the juice without pausing." The pilot, somewhat puzzled by this unusual penance, asked, "Will that cleanse me of my sins, Father?" The priest shook his head and replied, "No. But it will wipe that eating grin off your face."